Welcome to another Day in the Life vlog. If you are new here, my name is Emma. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am almost close to 3,000 subscribers. I'm grateful for every single one of you who watch my channel. I really appreciate it. I share a little bit of my life as a work from home nurse and a little bit of nursing content here and there. So welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe. So my days start the same in that I'm triaging patients. I usually start the day with quite a few alerts. So I get through those, check in on patients, make sure that they're compliant with medications, whether they're symptomatic or asymptomatic. I make sure to follow up with the provider accordingly. And usually my alerts will run me through maybe 1 p.m. That's usually the time when I'm done completing my morning alerts. And of course, I do have some that trickle in throughout the day, but the bulk of my alerts are usually done around 1 p.m. And then I jump into my next tasks, which are monthly calls and then also coaching calls. So monthly calls are just outreaching patients, doing a health status check-in. Those are usually patients that I haven't heard from all month long yet. And then coaching calls are for those patients who are not yet compliant with their weekly or monthly quota of readings that's needed for the month. So you call in, you make sure that there's nothing hindering them of taking their readings daily. Sometimes it's a matter of like a device challenge. Sometimes they have a hard time putting the cuff on, or they don't have a strong signal for the device to send the readings over to us. I've actually been dealing with a lot of that this week, especially when the weather is kind of when it's been raining, or I have patients who live in rural areas and they're surrounded by trees. They tend to have a really hard time with sending those readings over, just because they don't have strong cellular tower reception. So the readings kind of get delayed a little bit. So on my end, it looks like they haven't taken readings when really they just don't have enough strong signal to send the readings over. So that's typically what I do for the rest of the day. And then also answering emails and text messages from patients. But this week in particular, I've had a lot of device challenges. So a bulk of my time was spent just calling patients back who were concerned that their device may not be working. I've been trying something new with my workflow this week. I would say it was like a 50% success. I know that every day is not the same when it comes to this type of work, just because you don't know what you're going to get, especially when you're triaging patients. Sometimes I do have patients whom I'm on the phone with for like 20 straight minutes, and then I've got to spend time documenting. So sometimes it steers your day in a different direction. So I would say the new way that I tried to get through my workday has worked well when it did, and on days where it didn't, I just have to find a different way to make it work. I'll get into more details about that when towards the end of the video when I chat live with you guys. But yeah, so far things are going well. We're approaching the end of the month, so crunch time is upon us, where we are needing to just do what we need to do to meet our quota for the month. I am also still getting some help from fellow nurses. I've been seeing a few of them putting in time in the charts for me, and I'm always so grateful for that. So I'm going to get into details later on in this video what my plan is to do my part so that I'm meeting my quota for the end of the month. So one of the goals for the company this year is to basically max out each nurse at 300 patients to manage and monitor. And last week I was actually very, very close to 300. I think I was at 298 or 299. And then I had quite a few patients last week who called me either wanting to discharge for financial reasons, or their readings have been stable consistently, and so their providers kind of gave them the okay to discharge. That happened last week, and then also I had quite a few this week. So I'm down to 287 or 88 patients right now. So I keep yo-yoing back and forth between being really close to being to 300 patients and just kind of like having to discharge a few patients. But for the most part, I have an idea of what my workflow is with having close to 300 patients. Of course, towards the beginning of the month, things seem a little easier because everything starts fresh in the beginning of the month. And it's towards the middle to end of the month where you really start to see like, okay, this is busy work, and this is how much harder I'm going to have to work to meet those goals. So with this job, I've been told, especially with the nurses in my team, that it takes a while to just kind of get the hang of things and get into like a steady routine, especially when you have a higher load of patients. So I'm just looking forward to getting to that point where I'm like, okay, I know exactly what to do at a certain point of the week in order for me to end the month strong, because it's doable. There's one nurse in my team who's done it. Hey y'all, it's definitely the end of the day. I've been sitting here past 5 o'clock for the last maybe 30 minutes. I started the day a little later today, so I decided to stay for some time after 5. Since it's past working hours, I can't really call patients or follow up with them. So what I've been doing is just going through my email, and then also I sent all the birthday wishes to my patients. I was kind of running behind on my notifications for birthday, so I sent some birthday wishes out for the week, and I cleared that portion of my dashboard. It's been a wild, very, very busy week. Oh my gosh, my glasses, I don't know what. No, my daughter's been playing around with my glasses, and they're so bent out of shape. They're just so bent. I don't know if you guys can see that, but they're so bent, and I've been struggling to keep them on my face. Anyways, it's been such a busy week, but I'm so glad it's over. It's so cold. Let me put this sweater on because it's freezing. So aside from being really busy for my job, I've had to pause my work a little bit. I requested transcripts to be sent over to these nursing schools. So it just had to be my home state, y'all. So my high school, I can't, the last time I requested transcripts to be sent from my high school was like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, when I was getting ready to apply for my LPN program. So last time I did it, I just had to call in, tell them what my name was, and then they were going to send it over. I think I ended up, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was free, but for some odd reason this year, you got to go on the school's website, send an email to a specific person who's responsible for transcripts, and then, send them all the information to the school that you're sending it to and everything. So I did that, and then the next day, the person sends me another email saying, I've received all your information, it's going to cost $3 to mail the transcript over. And I'm like, why didn't the website say that? Thank God my niece is home right now from college, so she was able to go over there and drop off the $3 for that transcript. And then a community college that I went to, they only do electronic transcripts if it's like schools within the state. Because I'm not requesting a transcript to be sent in that state, I have to request it to be mailed. So that was really annoying. So I had to pause work and I had to be on hold on the phone for like a good 10 to 15 minutes before I actually got to speak with someone. So they ended up telling me that the transcript should have been printed a day after I requested it, and that it's going to take 7 to 10 business days for the schools to receive it. So I'm just so annoyed, you guys. So this week was like busy from work, and then also trying to just like keep up with all these different things that I'm trying to make sure that I don't let slip by, because I set this week to be the one and only week that I was going to get all the transcript requests done, because I just don't want to push it for next month. So I'm glad I got some follow-ups and clarity about that, and I'm just going to follow up with the schools to see if they received the mailed versions, the mailed transcripts. But that's been that. Let me update you guys on work. So last week I had kind of like a quick check-in with my manager. It was a really great talk. I let her know that my goal going forward is to just really hone in on a really good routine that works for me. Of course, every day is different because, you know, I may have some days that, you know, that are alert heavy, so I won't be able to like meet all of my quotas, but we kind of talked and she gave me a few really good pointers. Said, especially with this kind of job, the way to just feel like you had a very productive day was to just like be sure to allocate a time for each workflow. And so it's all about time management, of course, but sometimes that's kind of hard to do when sometimes your day is taken up by alerts or other things that, you know, kind of grabs your attention. And so she asked me, she was like, you know, would you mind shadowing another fellow nurse? I was like, yeah, sure. And I give her two people that I would love to shadow because they always meet their quota at the end of the day, at the end of the month. So I told her those two people that I'd like to shadow, and then she went ahead and paired me with a fellow nurse that I actually started the job with. Like, we actually trained together, and I was like, okay, that's odd. Like, asked to shadow like nurses that have been here for years since the company started. But long story short, it ended up being like the very best thing my manager could have done. Number one, it was someone familiar. You know, it's always a pleasure whenever I get a chance to like speak to this particular nurse, because we started together, and so sometimes we text each other, we check in and say, you know, how are things going. And so last week on Thursday, I shadowed her all day. Like, she shared her screen and I was able to follow her from 8 to 5 and see exactly like how she does her day, how she managed, how she triage her patients and all that. And so I took away a lot of really, really good pointers from shadowing her all day, and I'm so happy I did that. That was such a genius idea for my manager, because we were able to talk so comfortably because I know her, we know each other, and we just caught up on life. And so it was nice spending the whole day. I told my coworker, I'm like, if we were in office in person, this felt like I'm just coming near her desk or her cubicle and just spending a little bit of time with her and watching what she's doing. So it just felt like, you know, you have a coworker there to just chit chat while you're working. So I took a lot of pointers from her. And so when this week started, I wanted to implement some of the things that I really, really appreciated from what she does during her workflow. And it worked on some days. Yesterday, Wednesday, the day didn't really go as planned, but I'm glad that I hit a little bit of something yesterday. But yesterday was just like an alert day. It was just back to back. The goal is to make sure that you're touching every bucket. So monitoring calls, time in the charts for chart reviews, coaching calls, all of those things that basically like encompass our overall like productivity, our overall day. I know that I have a few nurses that follow my channel who also work from home. I know that one of the nurses told me she does utilization review. How is it going? If you're watching this video, how is it going at work? How long have you been doing this? And what does productivity really look like for you? For anybody else who's also working from home, like, how long did it take you to really build a solid routine to where you start off the day and you end the day feeling like really successful, like you've met all of your quotas for the day? So let me know down in the comments. This is my first remote job, and so when it comes to like productivity and stuff like that, it's different for me. I feel like, did I update you guys on everything? Oh yeah, did I tell y'all it's my last day of the work week? Yeah. So today's Thursday, if I haven't mentioned that yet. My husband and I were supposed to be out of town this Memorial weekend, but our plans fell through, so we're going to be home. We're going to be staying put here. Funny story, when I requested Friday off, because we were supposed to leave town on Friday, when I requested it off, I had completely forgotten that it was Memorial Day weekend until one of my coworkers sent a message in our group, and she was like, "Oh, do you guys know if we're actually off on Memorial Day?" And the whole company is off except the nurses who volunteered to work that holiday. So I was like, oh my gosh, like I had no idea. And I'm thinking, I wonder if my manager, like as she was approving Friday, I wonder if she was thinking that I was trying to take 4 days off. I had no idea, you guys. But anyways, long story short, I got 4 days off. So I went ahead and scheduled a deep tissue massage for tomorrow, Friday. And that was my Mother's Day gift that I didn't get a chance to use. So I'm gonna go have a nice little relaxing massage for an hour. And then I'm not sure if I told you guys, but I have decided to really like put my fears aside and stop being intimidated. I have a sewing machine. My mom bought me one like 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And I used it once. I didn't use it properly, and I just kind of gave up because I think it was just from like not being knowledgeable of how to use a sewing machine. So I've been binge watching videos on YouTube, just tutorials on how, just orienting myself on the machine itself, the model that I have, and then also just how to sew for beginners. So I think tomorrow, after my massage, I'm gonna stop by Joann and Fabric and get a few parts. I'm missing a little piece for the need for the thread, so I'm gonna go and get that piece, see what they have around. Maybe I'll pick up some fabric. And my goal or my wish is to make like a nice flowy summer dress for myself, something really simple, but like if I can complete a full dress, that would be really nice. Or maybe sew a little dress for my daughter. I don't know, I haven't decided that yet, but yeah, so that's what I'm gonna be doing. Y'all, like I'm just excited to rest up. I have a long weekend. As much as I don't want to like get in my computer, I think I will, and put in some time in the charts. I'm just gonna use maybe like 2 hours sometime this weekend and put in some time so that next week, which is the last week of the month, I got a little wiggle room to relax a little bit. So another update, y'all. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I've definitely put on a little bit of weight. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I can definitely tell. Like my face does look and feel a little bit fuller. Y'all, working from home is a blessing and a little bit of a curse, just because this is like the most inactive I've been at work. So with that being said, I catch myself eating a little bit more, and then also having a toddler who doesn't always finish her food, I tend to like eat after her. I'm gonna stop doing that. I've already stopped buying the plantain chips that we usually get every week. I stopped buying those. I cut down on my snacking. It's the sugar now that I need to cut down. So I'm really mindful about that. And my husband and I are about to start a challenge together and just start working out and just motivate each other. So I'm excited about that because, honey, this job is not about to... I refuse, y'all. I gained 3 pounds, y'all. I gained 3 pounds. I can't. Oh my God. I am 6 feet tall, and so when I do gain weight, I don't feel good. I don't feel good in my clothes. I'm excited to start this challenge with my husband. He went ahead and ordered a more comfortable seat for our Peloton bike. So we're gonna be just working out on that. And then also I'm gonna be doing some strength training too with some weights. So yeah, I'm excited about it. Yeah, you guys, that's about it. I feel like I've been chatting away for quite some time now. If you are not yet subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Also posted on my community tab asking you guys if there's, if you have any ideas of any videos that you'd like to see from me, please go ahead and comment in the comment section below, or you can email me if you don't want your comment to be seen by others. But give me some ideas about the kind of content that you want to see, or if you're just happy with seeing my
work from home content, that's also completely fine. I'm always happy to make these work from home vlogs for you guys. What are you guys planning for this long weekend? Is anybody working during the weekends? Are you taking a break? Have you requested the days off?